I know you've covered probably last week, if I'm right, Ollie, but I mean, just these whole, for you guys, summer, for us, winter, internationals was phenomenal rugby. I mean, it was great to see. Well, let's take one step back. If it take with regards to England, so I know they played like South Africa, a very conservative games plan during the World Cup. And for me, it was almost like both sides. What are they going to bring the next 4 years? And so in the first test, from a South African perspective, it was amazing to see that Tony Brown has brought in a different variations from attacking perspective. So playing the space, playing the options a bit more. I think we've reverted a bit too much back to, I think, our World Cup style in the second test match, but credit to Ireland and what Andy has done, the way he's analysed the Springboks fair play. Then I look at England and go, well, it is amazing going to New Zealand and pushing the All Blacks twice. And they could have won both. And for me, it is amazing. I think there's evolution happening there as well. I think Steve has got a great 4 year cycle with the team. And for me, I'm quite excited to see what they've got because, I mean, I was expecting, with all due respect, a bit more from New Zealand, but maybe the other side of the coin is looking at England and saying, look, they pushed the All Blacks in the home ground. Quite close both sides. So I'm quite excited for the next 4 years of rugby. If you take Wales and you take Australia, I mean, it's two sides that need to rebuild. And it's going to take a while for both of them. The quality of both games, if I use the All Blacks and England and then you take South Africa and Ireland, unfortunately, the Welsh game and Australian game wasn't on the same level of intensity. But that's the reality. It is, they need to rebuild. They're not there.
So what you've just painted there is from the top four teams that were in action. Obviously, France were in action against Ireland, but they were fielding a second/third team.
Yeah.
So we won't talk about them too much. But it's a very positive outlook from a South African, Ireland, England, and New Zealand perspective. Yeah. I will zoom in on the drop goal and what happened there. But just before, guys, I found it, as an Englishman, I found it a really difficult series to weigh up because it was a very bittersweet feeling at the end, coming so close to beating the All Blacks on home soil for the first time in 30 odd years. How did you guys feel at the end of it?
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of that. I mean, but for a very sloppy third quarter, I thought England should have won that second test with a little bit to spare. But that just, that's almost a sort of makes the point. They played that well that, but for just 20 minutes of concentration, they would have won that, I think, quite comfortably. So that's frustrating. The Ireland series, well, we get round to the Ireland, the two matches. I wish there was a third test match this week. If ever a contest needed a third test, it was that one.